Welcome to the Nikki Rich Show. I'm your host, Miss Nikki Rich, and today, guys, we have an exciting show for you. But first, before we get to the show, I want to make sure that you guys are always tuned in to the Nikki Rich Show. You can check us out on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 1 and 5 p.m. And we're here on the NikkiRichShow.com. We're on YouTube where you can subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe now at Nikki Rich, the number 2. Follow us along on social media at Nikki Rich Show TV. Now, to everybody that's tuning in, we have an amazing show. We have an amazing guest that's in the house. And I want to tell you, she is a serial entrepreneur. She is the star and producer of OWN's hit show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. She is a home builder. And like I said, a serial entrepreneur of Embrace Beauty. She is a mother and a TV host. And I'm excited to welcome, not only is, like I said, she's a mother and an entrepreneur, but she's also an artist. So I'm excited to welcome none other than Melody S. Holtz. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hey, what's up? I'm great. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're so excited. I tell you, you inspire us so much. You inspire us with all your hard work. And also, not only that, balancing out family life. So
Absolutely. One thing about women is we figure it out always and we make things happen. And so being able to be a mompreneur is definitely amazing. I love being able to have my pumpkins with me. Whether it's me having to go work, me being in the studio, whatever it is I need to do, I love being able to make them a part of the entire experience. And I say all the time, it's a family journey.
yes.
Yeah.
And also, just this week, you are a part of the number 1 show everybody is talking about.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, Love and Marriage Huntsville on TV. This week became number 1. You're not only a star, but you are a producer. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. I'm definitely very thrilled about that. I think that it's been a lot of hard work, and just to see something that you envisioned and it coming to fruition, and then not only it coming to fruition, but other people recognizing and appreciating what you put together. I think that's amazing.
That is so huge. Yeah. And to everybody out there, you got to watch, because tomorrow is the finale.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, tomorrow they're kind of going back and, kind of reviewing and doing, going back to all the seasons. So that's going to be a very interesting episode, I'm sure. So much happened with all of us from season 1 to now, 2018 to 2021. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a travel down memory lane, so to speak.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, you've been growing with OWN, because you're not only, like I said, the star and the producer, you're hosting OWN's Behind Every Man as well.
Absolutely. And that has been amazing as well. That was something I definitely appreciated, because it's so different from Love and Marriage Huntsville. It actually gave me the opportunity to step away from the drama and be able to focus on my craft and what I enjoy doing. And so being able to host Behind Every Man, I was just so appreciative for that opportunity. Absolutely.
And y'all have built such an amazing family. Carlos King.
Yeah.
I tell you, he is such a visionary.
Oh, yes, he is. He's amazing. I understand, even more with working with him, why they call him the king of reality TV. Like, he's so dope, man. Seriously.
And Oprah,
yeah. I think that, I haven't had a chance to meet her. I can't wait till one day I get a chance.
Yes.
That's going to be a moment. Hopefully I don't pass out. I will say I was so thrilled when Carlos made the call and was like, once the show was pitched to OWN, and he made the call and said, Melody, Oprah sat down and watched the sizzle reel and she's in. It was like, oh my God. Oprah, okay, So it was definitely a moment, but I can't wait until I finally really get to meet her.
Yes, Oprah is amazing. And I tell you, everything she does, I mean, now everybody is just like, she is inspiring so many people, and I love everything that she does, and just giving everybody a platform. Giving so many people like yourself the platform to grow and to just showcase your talents because you have a lot of talent.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And them just being, like you said, very supportive of the different moves that I'm making. I will always be thankful and grateful for that, all the way from them capturing me being in the studio and recording my song to, then it finally being out and them, having that shown as well when the episode, because it came out March 20th, which is the same time I dropped my single. And so, them running that for me. I mean, they've been amazing. I would tell anyone, being a part of the OWN family is such a blessing. And I'm so glad that we made the choice and took the route to be a part of the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yes, and I got to shout out the Oprah Winfrey Network and, for all the opportunities. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And I want to, speaking of, like you say, your new single, which everybody is talking about it. TikTok is going crazy. They are buzzing. Oh, my goodness. Telltale Signs. I mean, how did you come up with this title? I love it. And I just love your music, too. It's so refreshing.
Thank you so much. My goal when recording the song was I wanted to, so many times we get caught up in the beat and we lose the vocals and you don't hear the vocals, and that causes you to not really feel the music as much as back in the day, like old school R&B, And so I knew that I wanted to be in that R&B soul kind of feel and kind of arena when it came to my music. So I will say that the title definitely, came from, hey, when we're in relationships, marriages, they're usually always, they say there's smoke before the fire. They're usually always signs, whether we see them or not, or whether we see them and want to turn our head, or whether we're just totally oblivious to the whole. There are always signs there. And those telltale signs, in my situation, and I'm sure plenty of other people, they're there. And then when you finally open your eyes and you see them all, it's like, whoa, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Really though? You know what I mean? And so, so yeah, it was the perfect, and I mean, I came up with it. It was the perfect title.
It was. And your voice.
My team, they were like, cool, yep, that sounds good. I'm like, perfect.
Yes, your voice is so refreshing, and it's like, it's so amazing. Like, I was like, she has so much talent. We have so many gifts, that God has given us, and you are just releasing them left and right. And I love it because I remember back in the day. Do you remember this when people always say, "Oh, you should stick to one thing"?
Yes.
There is no such thing as one thing. Like, we have so much that's in us, and we have to release these gifts.
Absolutely. A lot of times we walk around and we're carrying things, and we're pretty much, I would say, in labor, waiting to birth them, and we ain't birthing them. We stand in labor for years and for years and for years. And it's like, when are you gonna release and let go and put it out there, whatever that gift is, And so I use the analogy of, a woman being in labor, you're carrying, but at some point you have to birth that talent and that gift. And then you never know whose life you touch, whose day you make brighter, who you give the encouragement or inspiration to push through another day, another week, another month, another year. And so, I would tell anyone, don't be afraid to step out and expose your gift and your talent, because someone will benefit from it. It will help somebody for sure.
And speaking of that, like, not only are you being successful in all that you're doing, you're reaching back. You're reaching back to pull others up, and you're able to help others and educate them through your master classes as well.
Oh gosh, that has been so amazing. You just don't know. It's been, while I know my students have, been getting some great opportunities, it's been fulfilling for me as well. As one thing I've always said and I've always believed is, you're blessed to be a blessing. And so I am thankful that I've been able to carve out time to teach students. And most of my students are African-American women, but to teach them how to get into this male-dominated industry called property preservation, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and which is what allowed my family and I to be entrepreneurs for 10 plus years. Purchase multi-million dollars worth of property because we were in this industry and doing very well. So I'm just thankful to be able to share that knowledge and help my students get contracts, get work, and get checks.
That's what it's all about. Look, you got to make that money.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not, it's not making sense.
That's right. Absolutely. So that has been amazing. Like I said, and just the fact that most of my students are African American women, that means a lot and speaks volumes.
And you have several packages and you offer services that people can receive as well. Can you give us some of your services that you provide?
So absolutely. So I guess in terms of the masterclass, I do have a mini course that I just put out. So my mini course, what it is it's the recordings of what I usually do live with my masterclass students. And so they get those recordings. They can watch them at their own pace. I literally have one student I know, she finished the mini course in 2 weeks and she already has a contract. So you can do it at your own pace and move as quickly as you want to or as slow as you want to. So I think the mini course is an amazing opportunity for those who maybe are working their 9 to 5 and have to, put in the time differently from someone maybe who's not working the 9 to 5. So I have that. And I also have the master class. I just started my master class, maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. And I probably won't have another one until the winter time. So, but, those are the things that I'm offering right now, my master class and my mini course.
And let's get on. We want everybody to look good. We want them to look beautiful. So let's get on this Embrace Beauty brand.
Well, thank you. So Embrace was something I worked on for a long time. However, in the divorce decree filing and all of that, we chose to dissolve Embrace along with other business ventures that we had.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we love everything that you're doing as well, and with all of that, you're balancing out motherhood, being a mother. And I think you are amazing because, like I said, you're a serial entrepreneur, but you are a mother. So how do you balance all that out? I know, and reality TV, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It is. But one thing that I say, I don't really believe in balance. I believe in prioritizing. Meaning, whatever has to be taken care of today in this moment, that's what gets priority for that moment. So, for example, I have an interview right now. So my pumpkins are here in the house with me and they're upstairs. When I get done with this interview, then they again become the priority for the moment until I have to do something else. So I strongly believe if I have, let's say, a business meeting, but one of my pumpkins gets sick, that becomes the priority, not the meeting anymore. And so I strongly just push for prioritizing my day and, putting what's first and most important at the time first. And, so that's kind of how I operate. It's worked for me. I love cooking. I love, having spontaneous trips. We just got back from the beach. I love doing things like that with them and just always, not neglecting my children whatsoever. Yeah.
Yes, and it looks like y'all have so much fun.
We do. It's funny because a lot of times I think on, and I remember when I was growing up as a kid, how they say it takes a village. And so I think about the entire village that surrounded me and poured into me as a child. I had neighbors and people people who lived up the street and we would all come down. I remember skating with them. And some of them older than me, what I would call now like aunties, but they poured and gave time to me. And I was that little girl who wanted to be with everybody, and they'd be like, oh, Melody, but I was right there. So skating, being out on the porch, dancing, coming up with teens, just memories even to this day that I still remember. And so with my children, I'm trying to do the exact same thing. I'm creating memories with them that I pray and hope that when they become older like me, they be like, man, I remember when me and my mama used to do this. Or, I remember when I showed my mama, what's Mariah learning a TikTok right now? She about to teach me about the Corvette. So I want them to remember, I remember me and my mom used to do that too, So I've always wanted my children to just be well-rounded. and you know, education, of course, is a priority. Their spirituality, that piece is a priority. And I just want, you know, well-rounded children.
And speaking of education, I want to let everybody know you have an extensive background. You also used to be a middle school teacher.
Yeah. My degree is in English education, and so I taught middle school English for 3.5 years. And it was an amazing experience. But then my business started taking off, and so I decided to take that leap and leave the 9 to 5, so to speak, and put my all into my business.
And you know what? I used to be a K-5 teacher as well. It's just so amazing how, even though we're not doing it, but I know you still is a teacher. You know, we're still, you can't just say, oh, I'm not a teacher no more. We're always teaching.
And when it's in you, and you know, I have, of course, you know, I think it's part of it too. I mean, it's in my bloodline too.
Yeah.
Like my brother, the teacher, he retired. He was a teacher, principal. My grandfather was a principal. He went to Texas, graduated from Tuskegee. You know, I have aunts and all of them teachers, and so I think being an educator is just a part of me. Yeah. And so now what I'm doing is, while I'm not in the classroom, I'm using that gift to teach others. You know. Yeah. And so I'm still teaching, just not necessarily middle school students.
You better say that. Yeah. That is the truth. And that's how I feel, you know. Now, how has that been? I know it's easier with you having kids and, you know, being in a pandemic and having to deal with that. How is that being an educator? Does it help a little bit more?
Well, I would say absolutely, because you kind of understand the ins and outs of what it takes. In order to have a successful student and for them to be successful. So I would say it definitely helps, for sure.
That's awesome. Now, what's next, Melanie? What we have coming up 2021?
Well, girl, y'all better stay tuned for more. It's going to be a lot.
Okay? I know.
It's going to be a lot. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I ain't even going to lie. Like, I'm probably going to surprise some people, but just know I got a lot coming up.
I know you're producing more shows. I know that.
What now?
I know you got more. You're going to be producing more shows. So we're excited. You know, we can't wait. We want everybody to go check out Telltale Signs.
Yes, y'all go download it. And I know y'all got more than one phone. And I know y'all got MacBooks too. So download it on all your devices. Amazon, iTunes,
Spotify,
all of that. So y'all download it. Let's keep running the numbers up. The 2021 Women's Anthem, Telltale Signs. Okay, share it. If you ain't experienced that, that's fine. But share it with your girlfriends, your aunties, and everybody else that you may know who did experience something similar. And let's all come together and share this journey and this, I would say, victory as well. Okay.
Yes. Now, real quickly, before we go, do you mind letting everybody know who you are and you are watching the Nikki Rich Show? Just tell them everything and just say you're watching the Nikki Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Melody Hope from Love and Marriage Huntsville, and you are watching the Nikki Rich Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Absolutely.
And we are so excited for everything to come. We want everybody to support everything you got going on, from your webinars, masterclass, to your music. We want everybody to stream, connect, network, and grow. That's what it's all about.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And if you hold tight in just a few, okay? But I want to thank you guys for watching the Nikki Rich Show. Make sure you follow us at Nikki Rich Show TV on Instagram, and also check us out, the NikkiRichShow.com. Thank you so much.